What's up, movie lovers? Welcome back to Kevin Talks Movies. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Today, I am watching the 2021 movie. Pretty sure because it's still February 2022. It's Don't Look Up. Leonardo DiCaprio is in it, and I know it's super popular. I know a lot of people like it. I'm late on the train of watching it, but I figure it's still new enough to be newer than The Italian Job, at least. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, I don't know anything about this movie other than it has Leonardo DiCaprio and that people like it. That's literally all I know. So I'm going to go ahead and guess. IMDb says that this movie is an 8. Okay. And I'm going to think it's a 9. I'm guessing I am going to think this movie's a 9. I usually like Leonardo DiCaprio movies. Let's see it. And I've looked this movie up I haven't read much, but it's just a little bit of Wikipedia. It luckily does not tell me the IMDb rating. But it does tell me the director is Adam McKay, and I'm wondering if that's the same Adam McKay who did Step Brothers and Talladega Nights. Um, It says Don't Look Up is a 2021 American apocalyptic black comedy film produced, and directed by Adam McKay. So yeah, probably the same guy, especially if it's a black comedy. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, wow, Kate Blanchett, Jonah Hill. That's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to watching this movie. Hopefully it's super good, like everybody thinks it is. Distributed by Netflix. Budget was $75 million. And at the box office, it made $1.5 million. I'm not sure how a Netflix movie makes money, but $1.5 million is how they came to that conclusion. Now I'm about to go watch the movie. I will tell you what I thought of it after I watch it. And I will also tell you my updated rating of it, my updated rating, and then IMDb's actual rating of it. So let's get into it. That'll be right now. Okay, so I just got back from watching Don't Look Up, and this movie was a social commentary, first off. I don't know how funny it was. It says it was a dark comedy, but I mean, it made me laugh a couple times, but I don't know that I would call it a comedy, but it's definitely a realistic apocalyptic movie about a comet coming down. Nobody believes it. Well, half the people believe it, half the people don't. Some of the people say, look up, it's right there in the sky. Some of the people say, don't look up, and they make it into a whole political campaign, mainly because Meryl Streep, the president, her help was questionable at best. But I did like that this movie had a female president. That was cool. Minus points for her ruining the planet. But in fairness, she did get eaten by a random animal on a random planet at the end. So I guess some rich people ended up getting to escape. Some didn't. Most didn't. In fact, only a handful of people did. Only Meryl Streep, the president, probably, her son / assistant, Jonah Hill. Also, the fake Apple guy, he also got to survive. But for how long, I don't know, because they did end up getting attacked once again by those random animals. Don't know the name of them. This movie, okay, first off, is definitely very on the realistic side. It definitely touched a lot in politics, in media, in science, astronomy specifically. Also touched on, the fact that there's a lot of science deniers. There's a lot of science, approvers, I suppose. They turned Jennifer Lawrence into a meme because she was screaming on TV about nobody's going to survive, which was true in the end. More spoilers. The freaking Apple guy, the wannabe Apple guy, he discovered a lot of things on this comet, a lot of like precious metals that were going to like be very valuable for them in the future or in the near future, for their company. And yeah, it's a very politically driven movie. It was pretty much a doomsday movie about comets and, you know, I guess an ice age, the end of the world, what have you. So initially, I thought this movie would be a 9 out of 10, just because I like Leonardo DiCaprio, and it did have Meryl Streep, it had Jonah Hill, it had Ariana Grande, it had a bunch of people, and they were all very good in it. They all played their parts really well. I just didn't love the movie. Like, it's not a movie I plan to watch again. I mean, I enjoyed it, but yeah, I just don't know how good it was. IMDb, I'm actually going to lower my IMDb rating as well. I think IMDb probably gives it 7. I'm going to go ahead and raise my rating to 7.8 because it's it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. It was realistic. The actors were super good. It didn't really wow me. It didn't really make my mind explode. And that's about it. So I'm going to look up the IMDb rating right now. And the IMDb rating, drum roll please, is 7.2 out of 10. So I did pretty good. And yeah, so I wonder when this movie was made because, I wonder when this movie was made because it did come out in 2021. And I wonder if there's a lot of probably social commentary regarding COVID being the comet in this movie. Watch it for yourself and find out what I am talking about. But it could be a climate change movie as well. The thing with metaphors is, it's kind of how you interpret it. And it depends what they were talking about when they were trying to write it. But the thing with metaphors also is that it could be good for multiple things. So it could be good for COVID. It could be good for global warming. It could be good for a lot of the things. And you kind of just got to think about it. And that's really all I got to say about this movie. Leonardo was really good. He brought the drama to it. And Meryl Streep, also very good. Jonah Hill also did a great job. Okay, so this movie actually did have a limited theatrical release, which is probably how it got box office money, because I was confused about how Netflix generated the box office amount, because I thought it was just a Netflix release, but I didn't realize it was actually limited released theatrically. Yeah, so that's another Kevin Talks Movies in the books, and another kind of mediocre movie. This movie was a lot better than the last one. This one was about, things that are actually important rather than a fake bank robbery heist. So there's at least that, and I will give Don't Look Up credit for that. I was wondering why the movie was based on the antagonist's campaign, because Leonardo DiCaprio is the protagonist of the movie, and he is in the Just Look Up campaign rather than the Don't Look Up campaign. And the movie's based after Meryl Streep, the antagonist. So I'm torn, but in the end, Leonardo DiCaprio was right. Meryl Streep was wrong. Meryl Streep ended up getting eaten. This has been Kevin Talks Movies. I'll see you next time.